Diplomatic tensions between Washington and Tehran remain at a critical stage, though both sides are signaling cautious optimism. United States officials say recent negotiations with Iran produced what they describe as significant progress, with both governments now reviewing a proposed framework aimed at lowering regional tensions. At the same time, Washington warned that military pressure could escalate rapidly if diplomacy fails. Iranian leaders responded by saying they are examining the latest American proposal, while firmly rejecting negotiations conducted under threats or coercion. Meanwhile, security concerns are rising around the Strait of Hormuz after reports of operational changes involving United States naval patrol activity. Regional diplomacy has intensified as Gulf states and international actors work urgently to prevent a broader confrontation between the United States and Iran. The atmosphere across the Gulf remains highly sensitive, with energy markets and maritime trade routes closely watching developments. In the Levant, Israel has expanded military operations on multiple fronts. A major Israeli strike in Beirut reportedly targeted a Hezbollah-linked commander amid escalating border tensions between Israel and Lebanon. Lebanese border areas also came under heavier bombardment overnight, signaling a widening cross-border conflict environment. Inside Gaza, renewed Israeli air raids in the north left multiple Palestinians dead, including a young child. Israeli forces say the strikes targeted suspected militant infrastructure near buffer zones during late-night operations. Funeral processions were later held in Gaza City after residential and security-linked sites were hit during the bombardments. The latest military activity has renewed concerns that already fragile ceasefire conditions could deteriorate further in the coming days. In Sudan, the conflict continues to intensify with growing regional implications. Sudanese authorities are accusing foreign actors of supporting coordinated drone operations against strategic locations. At the same time, leadership figures within the Rapid Support Forces declared that fighting will continue as their influence expands across parts of the country. Heavy urban combat and drone attacks are now increasing civilian casualties and further worsening humanitarian conditions. Elsewhere in Africa, Mali is facing rising militant pressure near its capital. Armed groups ambush transport convoys near Bamako while issuing new threats against the country's military leadership. Analysts say insurgent operations appear to be expanding closer to major urban centers, raising concerns about long-term stability. South Sudan is also entering a more fragile phase. Clashes and growing political tensions are threatening already delicate peace arrangements, while humanitarian agencies warn that worsening insecurity could deepen displacement and food shortages across vulnerable regions. In Eastern Europe, tensions between Russia and Ukraine remain elevated ahead of Russia's Victory Day commemorations on May 9th. Moscow has warned foreign diplomatic personnel to leave Kiev due to fears of possible large-scale retaliation measures. Ukraine, meanwhile, reports repeated violations of proposed ceasefire conditions shortly after negotiations stalled. Overnight, Russian drone attacks also damaged civilian infrastructure in northeastern Ukraine, adding to fears that the conflict could intensify further. European security officials are increasingly focused on what they describe as expanding Russian hybrid operations across the continent. Poland warned that covert Russian activities in Europe are becoming more organized and professionally coordinated. European governments are now increasing surveillance and infrastructure protection efforts amid concerns over sabotage campaigns and possible assassination threats targeting supporters of Ukraine. In the Asia-Pacific region, military competition is also intensifying. Large-scale United States-led exercises have begun near Taiwan and the South China Sea with broader allied participation. China responded by increasing military activity around disputed waters while criticizing expanding United States alliance operations near Taiwan. Beijing warned against deeper foreign military coordination in the region. Japan and the Philippines are meanwhile moving toward closer defense cooperation as maritime security concerns continue to grow. Regional leaders within Association of Southeast Asian Nations are placing maritime security and energy stability at the center of high-level discussions, reflecting increasing concern over the possibility of wider strategic instability across Asian waters. Those are the latest developments shaping the global security landscape this morning. Follow us for more.